e-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The Summit 5 is back, and we are in the European qualifier. We're in the lower bracket matchup right now. It is Alliance versus Team Empire, a best of 3 where Alliance are now 1 game up, and Empire are at risk of being eliminated from the Summit 5 contention. We'll see if they're going to be able to stay alive and take it to a Game 3, or if Alliance can close this one out and move on into our next best of 3, where we have Ad Finem, the Greek squad, waiting for the winner of this series now. I'm KotLGuy for Beyond the Summit, going to be joined again by Ryu Boris. Welcome back, Ryu. So we'll see now. Empire, they did out some really fun gameplay, some great synergy, awesome vacuum combos, and a very impressive performance from Ramses on his Lycan, but we'll see if they change their composition at all for Game 2 against Alliance.
I mean, last game was 5th pick Doom. This time it's 1st pick. So it's just like, what the hell just happened? And it's just kind of confusing when you see drafts sometimes unfold. And Phoenix wasn't even touched last time. In the banning phase nor in the pick phase. So it's just all of a sudden second ban now. It's kind of crazy. Every single game is changing.
Yeah.
And it's just different. So that's what we like to see. That's why Dota is at a good spot right now. Doom plus Darks here. It's a good combination here. Tanky heroes. That does put the Doom in the support role, roaming around. And Disruptor, we've seen this hero time and time again with this European qualifier. It's talked about it last game. It's just such a good hero for punishing a lot of situations, especially the Darkseer in the off lane. But last time we didn't get to see a defensive tri lane. Maybe this time we will from Alliance, or maybe they might go aggressive once again, because they do have Slardar here for most likely Admiral Bulldog. Loda can play the hero. Actually, we did see Loda play the Slardar yesterday, didn't we? And he rushed Vanguard.
We also saw Loda play a Tidehunter in the off lane, so I don't know. Alliance, anything could really happen. If they have to draft a certain way and make adjustments, they have shown that they will do it if it's necessary. But, it's hard to say. I almost say for Alliance with a Slardar, it's almost a coin flip chance at times whether it's going to be an off lane or safe lanes. But that's to their benefit. They have that kind of flexibility in their drafting to work with, and they're going to take advantage here. I mean, nonetheless, Slardar is a fantastic hero, especially Dire side when you need the amp damage to help burst down the Roche. I mean, amp damage will just benefit the whatever physical tankiness or physical core could be following up behind him. Doesn't look like it'll be a Sven this time, but we'll see what they opt for instead. Empire, yeah, I mean, you already mentioned a bit about them going for the Doom. Maybe they just saw the Doom from Alliance and they were like, oh yeah, Doom's a really good hero, and maybe we'll just grab him up in Game 2 and pass over something like the Earth Spirit altogether. I mean, don't get me wrong, I felt like, Miposhka did a pretty good job on the Earth Spirit in the last game. He landed lots of great magnetizes to put together with the vacuums. Early game, he was pressuring all lanes up front, but I guess it's just something that Empire are not going to be looking to do this time, so we'll see.
It's just their late game. They can still go for the puck now, and that's the thing. What Empire might want to do. It's they were 2 magic damage last game, focusing on too much magic damage, and then now they don't necessarily need to worry about that just because they have the Doom who can help out with the physical DPS because he has that Infernal Blade that's percentage-based damage, and that's going to help out. He also has the Doom, taking out one hero from a team fight, so the ES is maybe a little bit too all-in for the magic damage side of things, and Alliance here going to have first crack at things. We talk about Wind Ranger a lot sometimes coupled up, but I don't know if S4 is going to necessarily play that. Probably pick another, yeah, okay. So you probably want to pick up another EGM hero like they did last time, opening up things, keeping everything open. And this will be the same thing maybe now for Empire too. They might pick up their support now. So what is a good support hero now for Empire? We haven't seen Witch Doctor in a long time.
Yeah, Witch Doctor really fell off. I mean, Witch Doctor was like the go-to support when we were seeing, lots of Nature's Prophet, lots of Lone Druid, and even an occasional Wisp, would be a nice time to pick up a Witch Doctor. But maybe aside from the Wisp, we just don't see those heroes as much, and I guess Witch Doctor just doesn't seem as nice. But that's Dota. Sometimes it feels like it could be just a trendy game, I guess. But I agree with you. He really had fallen off, and I am anxious to see. A Lion could still fit the bill. We already know that,
It's banned, though.
Oh, it was
That's
banned?
why I was,
yeah. It was just banned. Oh, man.
So I was just trying to figure, like, what other support. Because you want to pick a support now if you're Empire. So you leave things open, but you don't want to get too greedy with your support. And then it could just, like, screw you over. You already have the Doom that could rotate around the map. And the best stable support that's kind of left is Witch Doctor. I mean, Venge is kind of falling off too, as we talk about, but
yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe someone who could help with dealing with and purging off the amp damage. Maybe, Bounty Hunter also kind of just flying through the radar, but it's hard to say. Don't really want to go Bounty either when you already have a greedy support like Doom, but they will opt for the Vengeful Spirit. They had to think long and hard about it, but nonetheless, at least they'll be able to have the wave for some scouting potential. They'll get at least a stun on their team. It's not the best stun. It can be, avoidable, but a solid support nonetheless, so that way at least Empire could have their last 2 picks to be a bit more flexible with.
Yep, it was... You needed to pick a support there 100%, and then you needed to get another reliable lockdown. So it kind of summed up everything in my mind. And then Venge, now it's a really good hero for Disruptor. You can you can swap people out of that kinetic field. That's a nuisance a lot of the times that we saw like last game. So this is pretty good. Alliance, now you don't have that much to work with, and you're just going to have to show something. And you're just probably going to have to show S4's hero. You want to keep your Loda hero for last so that they're not able to... I think it's more important to have your Loda hard carry last so you can counter maybe like a PL or CK or something along those lines. So S4 here, what's good against the Doom? Alchemist still in the pool, but I don't think S4 doesn't play Alch, so
he goes
what they're trying to do...
This is the 3rd time this qualifier they've picked it up for S4.
They really love the hero against Doom, just because you can use that Pulse Nova constantly when you are doomed, and it does a ton of DPS though. So I can understand the synergy. Problem is now you have a life stealer that completely counters your less pick. So it's kind of it's gonna be on Loda to not necessarily carry this game, but outdo this life stealer definitely in the later stages of the game. And that's
Empire now have the last. They don't have the last pick, unfortunately, but at least they can already see what their mid lane matchup is going to be. And if they want to do like what we saw from Virtus Pro and just really take it to the ledge in the mid lane, they could still get like the Viper or the Razor or anyone who could just outclass them and try to make sure that S4 has as much of a miserable time as possible. But we'll see what Empire's take on it's going to be.
I don't know if they'll go Tinker. That's a little bit too greedy, considering Loda could potentially last pick something. I don't know how teams feel about certain... I don't know if Scandal will play Tinker. I don't think that fits his profile. Maybe it'll just be a Queen of Pain here.
There is a Disruptor, which can be a little sketchy for a Tinker, though I still see plenty of times Tinker picked into Disruptor, like they don't care. But no, Invoker actually going to get picked up. Invoker's still a pretty damn popular pickup, but we saw it in the, pretty frequently in the grand finals for the American region. We have not seen much of it at all in the European region yet, but here we'll see it. 5th pick for Empire. Nice matchup, of course, against the Leshrek. It'll be a Spellcaster's duel.
5
Hocus
seconds
Pocus.
remaining.
Yeah.
A lot of fun
He's
there.
going to go Quaswex too, I think. And they're just going to roll over a Lesh.
Reserve
Like,
time.
Quaswex is Leshrek's worst nightmare. He can't do anything in those situations. You can't run away. You're kind of forced to have not a fast BKB, but maybe a fast Yule so you can dodge the EMP. It's just so easy for Invoker to set up these combos. Slardar is very mana dependent, so this last hero,
10 seconds
as we talked about last game, Lycan was really good. Lycan is still very good in this situation, but no, they're going to go the Brood.
The infamous
So, yeah,
Brood
S4
5th pick coming out.
So, yeah.
A Bulldog
Loda,
classic.
Slardar.
Wow.
All right, who's going to win this, Dakota? I'm going to ask you first.
Do they have an answer for the Broodmother here? I mean, they have Darkseer. I mean, how much do you put on having a Darkseer already and Alliance feeling confident enough to pick the Brood into the said Darkseer? I think that could help a bit, but if they could avoid the trouble in the laning phase, Bulldog plays this hero like disgustingly well. So I don't know. I would have to say it's huge on the laning stage. I think Empire could do it.
I'm gonna say Empire probably take this, but yeah, like you said, it's really close. I think they're gonna be able to punish Bulldog early on, but yeah, like you said, I think he's still gonna get a lot maybe in this middle game. But I just think this Invoker is just gonna absolutely crush Alliance. It's just a really good pick here against all of their heroes, where you can just set up a lot of things. And like you talked about already, the Darkseer versus the Brood, you could just Ion Shell, push out the wave, and then you could just TP to a team fight. And then sure, maybe Bulldog might take the tier 1 tower, but that's as long as you're getting something done elsewhere on the map, and you're still coming back to defend against the Brood. It'll be very close though, but give the nod to Empire. We'll have to see how things work out. I mean, Loda's Slardar the other day, it was very tanky, very durable. In that second game, they won it. So we'll have to see how he's going to play it this time around.
It's definitely a confident pickup to go for that Brood 5th pick into the Darkseer, but they have Coach Cinderin there at the house. In fact, I actually spotted that Kelly had tweeted a picture. He's right there now, you know, behind them, helping them with the draft. And we'll have to see if they can continue moving forward and perhaps be matched up against Adfinem in our next best of 3. But Empire still stand in their path here. Again, we're going to be seeing that early ward movement, especially with the Doom in the game. You know, no surprise to see Empire see if they can block out this camp right away. And they bring pretty much all hands on deck to make sure they can assert a strong vision path up here. So with that, Empire just going to have to possibly let that one go here. Do they have any sentries on hand? They do. King R holds one, but they're going to see the trouble nearby.
Man, they have so much vision over here for Alliance. Just scouting out anything that's going on. Rotations from the Doom, rotations from Darkseer, blocking out the camp, as you said already. This is very good play from Alliance, just invading the jungle. They, however, will deward one of these wards because it was scouted out for Afterlife.
The tricky thing, though, Ryu, also is you have to be careful with how much sentry use. You know, you got to save some for the Brood lane, too. So someone's going to have to suffer a bit unless they double invest in sentries. It looks like Miposhka will take care of that high ground sentry, but this camp is still going to be blocked, and he will probably see the bad news very soon. EGM continues to lurk around this mid lane, and we saw it yesterday. He got that courier snipe last time. This time, though, Doom will be there as a bodyguard and not allow the pesky little Rubik to make it go for the courier, but instead he rounds towards the front. Beautiful setup, telekinesis into the split earth, and Scandal is going to be eating a lot of early damage. But here comes Miposhka. Scandal still wants to fight. Oh, Fairy Fire barely keeps him alive, and suddenly a wild Afterlife suddenly shows up. And now EGM is the one in trouble. Ion Shell on Miposhka. He gets blocked within the creeps, and he can't move forward. So EGM will be able to pop a salve, and we are not going to be seeing a first blood.
Okay, Miposhka is like, I don't even know what just happened. He could have chased Lesh down with an Ion Shell on top of him. He has boots starting off. Could have killed him. Could have potentially killed EGM there. That was some weird stuff going on, to say the least. But like you talked about, how are things going in the bottom lane here for Bulldog? This is, they have a sentry ward down. It does scout him out, but he's getting the levels. Yep. Once he's already level 2, he's happy in this situation. And because they're forced to help out the mid lane there, this takes off a lot of pressure for Bulldog.
Getting to level 3 and getting that soul ring, that is the first thing on the mind for Bulldog right now. And at least that point, he has a lot more flexibility to work with. But with only having to worry about the one mid lane sentry, which is probably pretty obvious to him by now, he should avoid a lot of trouble. And even now, will be able to kind of pull out in a way as Miposhka will rotate in. This is not going to be any sort of easy early movement coming out from the side of Empire. And they actually sacked the offlane altogether, and Afterlife is just going to go straight jungle at this point. So they didn't try to, like, match up the lanes where Darkseer should just, you know, go 1v1 against the Brood bottom lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, another telekinesis into a split earth, Miposhka again will suddenly show up, and Scandal will be relieved from the pressure. Miposhka, with the assistance from the Cold Snap here, they get off some good damage onto EGM, but the situation will diffuse once again.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, they have the wounds up. Is it going to be enough here?
The
Bulldog
dust comes in, and Bulldog's in trouble. They need another right click, and they'll get it. King R will be first blooding Bulldog in the bottom lane, and it's going to be Empire who strike first.
Dire's bottom tower is
really well played there, and they get that kill with just 2. So that's good signs to come when you have enough burst damage with the life stealer, with the Venge, you know, the Howl stun, and they're able to burst him down. So it's looking good so far for Empire. They haven't fed over the courier, as we talked about, in the mid lane. Scandal hasn't died, and they are managing to get some levels on Afterlife when he went to the jungle. So all things considered, it's looking pretty good for Empire here. Same thing can be said for Alliance. Bulldog still getting levels in the off lane, and he's going to be contesting this pool. Level 4 already. I'm just hoping Empire can still manage to shut him down, because he's going to be very scary.
But because of all that pressure onto Scandal at the start of this one, he is falling behind a lot in the CS department here. He's 7-2.
Afterlife crushed.
Looks like he was crushed up, but he should be fine. Ake, though, got him with the Thunder Strike here, and he's waiting with a level 2 glimpse. They'll pull it back now, but he's got the Surge. Nicely timed crush with the Telekinesis, and he's not going to be going anywhere. Right click comes through, EGM. We'll find the response, and Alliance will get their own kill on the board, as Miposhka does rotate in. So a good nod back their way to kind of counter the takedown from Empire in the bottom lane. But as I mentioned before, Scandal has a bit of catch-up play here to kind of go against S4's Lesh.
Yep, he does need to. And he's going to be able to do it, though, just because Invoker, he stays in the lane. And as long as Lesh doesn't get some, crazy rune, he's not going to pull too far ahead. So you got the illusions at 4 minutes in, and then S4 is rotating over. They had this ward scouting out that Miposhka's kind of sitting around the mid lane, so he can't go back to the mid just because of the positioning of the creeps. So good play here for S4 as well, just farming up the stack.
Making the most out of the map that's available to him here, so he'll be able to round the corner and head back towards his lane. Miposhka anxiously has been waiting for the return of S4 and maybe hopes that they can make a gank happen between the Cold Snap and some sort of Infertile Blade tactics here. Nonetheless, they will see S4 return. He's trying to bait out now with this illusion to see if there is any sort of ganking movement. If he hangs it out a little bit longer, he will see that the Tornado and the Cold Snap will be committed, but it's for the illusion. Nice avoidance there from S4.
Smart play. I was watching the setup on bottom lane too. Afterlife rotated over. Ramses is probably going to take up the jungle now. Ake was coming to back up Bulldog too if they did make a play on him. So, who's going to get the last hit? It's going to be Bulldog. Do they have eyes? Okay, King R is pretty dead.
He plants a sentry only to see a big bad spider right in front of his freaking face. And that will be a quick Vengeful Spirit takedown. Alliance will now advance their kill score 2-1 of Empire. And Bulldog going to be very happy. And meanwhile, it looks like Lesh was able to get the spot out with Miposhka. Him and EGM get a takedown, and that's going to be 2 all day. And they'll be denying that sentry ward. Very nice start for Alliance in this laning stage. They're winning all 3 lanes. It feels like Bulldog's getting a lot. He's level 6.5. He already has his Soul Ring. He's got plenty of gold on his side. Loda has had free farm in the top lane, and S4 has been winning the mid lane matchup. And EGM in a little bit of trouble. They got the wave and the Cold Snap, but he is fast. He's got the boots, and he is running his way away. But he went to the high ground here. Do they have a way to stop him? No, they don't. He'll TP away, and he makes it to safety.
Yep, and they're just doing a really good job now for the side of Alliance, making sure they're creating space everywhere on the map. Loda's already has his Vanguard. He's at that point where it's going to be super hard to kill him. It's already hard to kill Bulldog, so the only places that it looks like Empire can really make rotations on is going to be S4. And we kind of saw that situation yesterday, right? Well, as I'll hold that up, S4 and Viz.
Yeah, EGM can go for another Telekinesis splitter setup here. S4, he waited a long time for that one, but He will whiff at the end. Very unfortunate there. Didn't want to wait out for EGM to kind of set it up in hopes that he could kind of lead things off first, but it will be a missed opportunity for them. And bottom lane, we can see that we still have an arachnid problem here. And Ramsey's probably not going to be too happy about it. He's trying to match up on par with where Loda is, but when you have Bulldog kind of hanging over your shoulder, sapping up the XP, and, let me take that last hit. You know Bulldog's doing that in his mind right now. Thank you very much.
He also wasted his infest too, just for that last hit on the creep. Oh, that is not when you know it's not looking good, and that's the situation, right? Where Darkseer has to go into this lane against the Brood, and then he's forced to go into the jungle, and like you said, Loda's just gonna get more CS against him just because Bulldog is taking away the CS in the jungle.
Empire are going to have to find a way to respond here. Mid lane, they try to make a go for EGM, but Loda makes his first game rotation, and it's just enough to just be the enforcer and not allow them to feel confident about moving in. He gets an amp damage off, and now he's looking around the corner, steps in, gets a new amp damage, this one on the Scandal. And that's going to force him to kind of be a bit uneasy. Loda will take his business back to the top lane and back towards that free farm where he left Ake to get closer to that level 6. I mean, Ake's going to get level 6 before the tomb does come out. So that's going to be very nice for him. Bulldog already committing. He's got one Oblivion staff here, Ryu, so he's going to go straight for the Orchid build.
Nah, it's Echo Saber.
Oh, yeah, the Echo Saber, of course. The double
it could be.
Unstable Hunger. I mean, it's Bulldog. He pulled out the Echo Saber on the Faceless Void. You know, why not?
He's pulled it out. I've seen it before once, but I'm not entirely sold on it this game just because Orchid is amazing against like Lifestealer. I would rather prefer that. Oh, mid lane. They're going to potentially get a kill finally here.
Nice quick telekinesis from EGM, though. That might create enough space, but no. Ramses is going to be able to get close enough for the open wounds, and he will take that last hit. Oh, almost KS from King R. Nice try there, buddy, but nonetheless, they are going to be able to get that kill. One that they feel very thirsty to get because the laning stage still continues to be a struggle for Empire at this point in the game. We'll shift over to take a look at the net worth, and no surprise to see Loaded there at the top. Bulldog is right behind him, too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They just don't have answers for these heroes right now, it seems. I mean, Afterlife, if they didn't have a Darkseer, they would be kind of like all Alliance
mid lane, they're going for S4. Nice tornado cold snap, and they'll make quick work of the Disco Pony. And Empire have suddenly tied up the kill score at least, so it's a nice little forgiving kill that they'll be happy to take as they continue their grind in the farm.
Yeah, Alliance have to know that the only lane that can really get pressured right now is the mid. You just saw the last 2 deaths in the mid lane just because that's the only place really Empire can go. You can't kill Loda right now. And maybe they will, as I say that. He is.
No Doom yet, though. This Doom is still pretty under-leveled. Yeah. He's just trying to get to his level 5.
Oh my goodness, like 5. Jeez.
Yeah, this is a tough Doom game. And well, it looks like Alliance are not going to be able to get the finish on that tier 1, and will just step back with what they have. I'm seeing a creeping Bulldog here. He's really resided in the Empire jungle, and that leaves very few options for Empire to find farm here. I'm curious to see where Ramses is going to look to make his move. He's actually even going down that greedier road of going for the Midas too. Might help though if he gets a kill. Makes the move in. There's the surge. Does he have a dust? He certainly does. Might pop it here. There it is as he heads for a sentry. Admiral Bulldog though. Wait, where was the... Oh, he has no level in vacuum. Afterlife, not going to be able to cancel it out. And King R, who's here now, is a bit late.
That's very disheartening, too. The one time you catch him out, you just don't have the stun. And that's going to be the top tower taken down now. Really well played coming in from Alliance once again. And he did go for that Echo Saber on Bulldog. Just going to farm more efficiently.
You're right. Wow. Okay. I don't know. I mean, that's the first time I've seen it. Have you seen it before?
I've seen it once or twice.
In a pub or in a competitive match?
I think both. I don't know how long ago, though.
I mean, I won't judge him. He made it work on the Faceless Void. I mean, Faceless Void, I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, double time lock and stuff. But, hey, all right. We'll see what Mother can do with it. It's an exciting item. And a bit different than what we normally see for the itemization. And I guess with so much going his way, can't really fault him for it, as he will continue to do work in the bottom. You know, what do we hope for Empire now? I mean, I know they have the build-up with the Darkseer going for the mech, but that is still quite a ways down on the agenda here.
Oh, Smoke's going against each other.
Oh my gosh, they cross paths. Ake gonna drop the Static Storm. Scandal walks right through it, though. but he gets glimpsed right back into the chaos here. Loda gets the crush. KotLGuy trying his best to help out. Now Miposhka steps in. He's now level 6. Gets the Doom off for Loda. Scandal will potentially live. Ake trying to go for maybe a follow-up glimpse, but he needs 3 more seconds to get it. As S4 makes his move for Miposhka. They are able to finish off Loda, by the way. Ake gets the pullback and gets the finish on Scandal. Makes it a 2-for-1.
Now you have the vacuum. There you go, Bulldog. Now it's not going to be so easy to TP out.
Okay, makes it a 2-for-2 across the board. It's hard to say who you really get. I mean, they take an Invoker and a Doom, but Ramsey's getting that follow-up kill on the Bulldog Broodmother actually helps even the playing field a bit.
Yeah, I would say it favors Empire a bit more. Not that much, but you're putting pressure on the Broodmother's lane, stopping the Brood, and you're just getting kills on these huge cores. Oh, Afterlife going to be dead.
They see Ake here. They are going to get the jump for Afterlife, it looks like, but Ramses is looking to make a move for the alone Ake. Can he muscle him down before the TP? No! One more right-click was all it could have taken. But he's not going to be able to get it, and he's going to have to just walk away, losing his comrade Afterlife. So Alliance will take back the kill score lead, and well, this will put them at a net worth advantage just over 3K.
It's like one of those situations, Dakota, you're like, where's my creep so I can infest and deal that last tick of damage and kill him before he TPs. But said, you know who will go in Orchid this game will be Scandal. So it's going to teach Bulldog how to do it. But this, we didn't get to talk too much about the Echo Saber. It's kind of forcing Bulldog to go for more of a semi/hard carry build. It's going to be very interesting to see what he goes for next. But I think his DPS and the team fights on Heroes is going to be through the roof. But we're going to have to see if it works out for him.
You know, we know Unstable Hunger was changed to no longer be a UAM. So Deso and Diffusal are options that are available to him now, and if you're going more of a fighting build, who knows? I mean, Diffusal has the benefit of removing any sort of scary dust, and you know, maybe future Ghost Scepter, let's say, or any sort of other purge silence. And then of course Deso would just help in overall right click and can synergize very well with the amp damage that his team already has. I'm curious to see if one of those two are going to be the option for him. Meanwhile, mid lane though, last hit. Oh, no deny from KotLGuy. In fact, he could. Okay. Thunder comes out from S4, but no follow-up will be there. Dota goes for a takedown of the ward, but could run to his own trouble, and it looks like he will. Good cold snap, and Ramses with the infest pops out, and now they're going to get a follow-up kill. S4, who has been doomed, will be taken down. A double kill for Ramses. Empire coming back now as we approach the mid-game. A very good response because the laning stage was all Alliance all day.
Yep, this is just Empire showing how they can out-rotate Alliance right now, and it is really greedy of a Loda to go up there, knowing that the ward's there, and then all of a sudden you have no mana because I'm Invoker, and I say you don't get any.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It's good because Scandal had been running in a lot of trouble, and you already mentioned that he was definitely going to be going in for this Quas-Wex build-up, and his crowd control capability in these fights is definitely going to be a crucial element for Empire and their success for this game. It's also making sure, though, they have the damage to kind of, you know, put it together in tandem. As Ramses has about 1,800 gold after completing his armlet buildup. I said Midas before, but I totally don't know why I didn't think of the armlet, obviously. So my bad on that one. But now with armlet in hand, we'll see what his follow-up could be. As Alliance trench through the Empire jungle front here, it looks like they're going to go for an early Roche Ryu. Loda, of course, with just the level 1 amp damage, but I guess with that and with the help of Bulldog and his many critters, they'll try to take it down as fast as possible. But look at this, Empire already in the neighborhood, heading that way. Scandal dishes out the tornado. Alliance try to sidestep. 2 of them will get hit. Miposhka waiting. He has no Doom, though. And Alliance are considering a fight. There's the pullback. Static Storm on Miposhka. Afterlife will connect with the vacuum wall, and Alliance will quickly split. Swap back for S4. KotLGuy could be in trouble. They get the crush, they get the kill, but S4 will also be going down in this one.
Tornado
it's a 2-for-1. Tornado, as he said, had been stolen. Good connection for Scandal. Bulldog on the high ground here. Long ball nuke. Not enough to finish Afterlife, but they get the pullback for Scandal, and Alliance will be happy to take that one. And with that, they will follow this up with a move into the Roche pit to finish what they had started.
This is one of those situations. If Ramses could just go to the Ancient Creep right now, take an Ancient and go inside, he'll have the Iron Shell too. I mean, this would be a really smart heads-up play, but he might not realize it at the moment.
He's walking in there like, hey guys, what's up? Oh, EGM, I'm just gonna go for him by myself. Alliance are not happy about it, and Ake's gonna glimpse him right back in with the kinetic field. Ooh, not so good. Ramsey will be taken down in his efforts. But unfortunately off on the timing if he was hoping to get in there and like snag an Aegis or anything.
Yeah, if the only way that Lifestealer makes that play, even they're gonna catch
Ake is gonna get another glimpse setup if necessary, but it won't even be necessary. Now he could use it for King R if they got the vision. Oh, Doom on Loda. They can deny him. Oh, Tornado will snipe him! Nicely done from Scandal. But now dishing out the huge EMP, Bulldog will be able to get the grab on King R. Empire still will be losing the majority in this fight. A cute little snipe from Scandal, though, will help a bit, but Alliance, nonetheless, are still in the forefront of this game.
That's good for Alliance. Loda going down it's not the best there, but they saved the Aegis for S4 in this situation. They need it on him so he can farm up his Bloodstone, and they want to make sure they're pressuring right as he gets Bloodstone all these tier 2 towers. So it's looking really good for Alliance right now to not close out the game, but get a lot of map control in the next, 5-10 minutes. Afterlife, he's gonna, every time I watch Afterlife play his Darkster though, I'm just amazed. Like, he always has these huge vacuum wall combinations, and he's gonna have him. He had it there once again. He's gonna have his Blink Dagger soon, and Alliance still need to be very careful.
Yeah, the potential's still there for Empire to pull out some huge team fights. And we saw it from game number 1. Alliance cannot be taking those hectic team fights too lightly based on that Roche skirmish before. They're waiting in the bottom lane to see if maybe someone's going to make a go for Bulldog here, but that is not going to be the case. He'll settle instead for a long trip back towards some farm. And we await to see what Empire look to do, but I don't know. What do you think? Based on the drafts, and it's something we didn't talk about, what about late game wise? Is Alliance the team now that kind of need to be, playing with the clock a bit, and Empire could scale things out into the later game, or do you think for both these teams they kind of peak at the same moment?
It's kind of hard to say because Alliance, they have the Roche advantage this time, just like Lycan had it last time, and with it on S4 all the time, if they manage to have it in those situations, I see them winning a lot of team fights because of that. And going into the later games stage, it's going to be very even, I feel.
Ooh.
And Poshka.
Scandal was almost close enough to pop the smoke, but it looks like the smoke journey will finish with a successful gank on the Miposhka here. Good move from Alliance, and now they could maybe even push out this bottom lane in hopes of getting an &1 on this tier 2 tower. Empire, looking for their own response, are going to begin to trot down the mid lane and maybe pressure at tier 2, but now they changed course to go all the way up to the top lane. This is some time spent, though, because Alliance are already here at the bottom, and when you have this Broodmother, their push power is pretty damn good. By the way, Bulldog went right for a BKB following up that Echo Saber, so he's ready for a fight, and I think with that BKB grab, Alliance are going to be looking to kind of close this game out earlier than later.
For sure. I mean, their peak is really strong right now.
Yeah.
Whereas Empires, they still didn't. Afterlife went back for the Greaves, so they don't even have the Blink initiation on him. They don't have Fortify. They need to get back.
Okay, Alliance though. Oh, Glimpse sends Afterlife all the way back up to the hot lane, so they don't even have a vacuum wall for this defense. Huge play from Ake. Let's see if Alliance can make the most out of this 5v4. They go for Miposhka. A swap back from King R will save him, but Bulldog pops that BKB. He's going to get doomed up, and now he's the one in trouble. And Ramses begin to make his move for Loda. Pops in the Infest while Scandal gets isolated from S4. S4 continues to truck in. They get the nice pullback into the Static Storm, and Ake will help finish the job. Now they look for Ramses. He's been doomed. Nice steal from EGM on that one. They get to deny, though, but nonetheless, he's going to be dead. They're going to be buying him back now, and Alliance might pull back on that note. They get their tier 3. They get a buyback and stuff, but Now the walls are out, man. EGM continues to pull up these clutch ult steals. And Alliance are not done yet. They make their own move. Big jump and crush from Lona. Kex 2! Nice move follow-up from S4 to get the split earth, and they'll be able to quickly burst down the Darkseer. He also will need to buy back. This is a travesty for Empire. They're going to be losing so much gold if they can't hold this defense. Ake with the double will help clean things up and finishes up the Doom. Aegis will finally be forced out from S4, as they will be able to clean up the melee racks, and with that, I think finally Alliance will pull away with their big winnings.
I'm pretty sure the 2 supports. Oh, EGM gonna get hit by a tornado, but nothing's gonna happen where afterwards. I'm pretty sure the 2 supports just carried Alliance, hands down there. The glimpse back coming in from Ake, the huge static storm play as well, and they even managed to find the lifestealer there, forced him into a situation where he has to buy back and dies again. It's the plays are real from the supports of Alliance. And
EGM too,
now
man. He got so many good steals.
I don't know, man. How Empire are gonna outplay them now? I'm just like, okay, Alliance, you're just showing us why you're potentially gonna go 2-0, and they got that Rax too. Come on, Alliance, or come on, Empire. Let's see what you can do. And this is the right step.
Yeah.
Trying to smoke up, try to make a play.
Doesn't feel like a do-or-die smoke, but it kind of does too. You really want to make sure you get something for this because you've just taken a hard hit. Empire with the wind knocked out of them are hoping to kind of get their bearings reset here. Can they find something? Ake here tantalizing them in the mid lane, but look at this. I mean, already posturing up behind him. Alliance are ready for some sort of movement from Empire, and they're going to be ready with a response. And, well, it looks like Empire are just going to have to sack that smoke, and they'll instead take their business elsewhere. It might have been to their benefit because if they tried to follow up with anything in that mid lane, it could have led to them losing another fight.
They're just having a very hard time now for Empire to initiate in these team fights. It seems like Alliance have the best disengages so far. Like Disruptor, he's got the Glimmer Cape. We've seen his static stones. EGM has just played absolutely a monster game time around with Rubik, showing why this hero is. It used to be first pick and ban material back in the day, but
I only see of the games I've been casting and watching. I mean, Alliance are one of the only teams that still will now fall back for that Rubik and not be afraid to pick it up just right in the second phase. For other teams, they kind of pass on the Rubik altogether. They find more value in going for, you know, some of the other casual supports, you know, like your Lion and obviously Disruptor is now starting to transcend through all the different regions, but it's always nice to see big clutch Rubik plays. But here we go. Swap back from King R. They're looking to get the burst for S4. The Doom is there. Glimmer, a swap that had been stolen. Is going to pull S4 all the way back. He will eventually be taken down. Big vacuum wall pullback, though. And now Alliance look to kind of step back and withdraw if possible. But Ramses makes his move. They get a nice telekinesis. Static Storm is going to be placed. Alliance continue to kind of step back and reset a bit. King R could be the support left behind, though. Oh, nice glimpse. It's going to be for Viposhka, the Doom. Can they get both of them down? It looks like they will. Double supports will fall on the side of Empire. Alliance looking to stride on in. Clean up on a tier 2 and perhaps another move towards the high ground could be in order for them because both these supports have no buyback. And
that's one of those situations where you're like, oh, I'm so happy I killed the Lesh, but wait, he had like 18, 19, 20 Bloodstone charges. He instantly responds almost, and he comes back and just, you know, it's these supports, man, Alliance, showing what's up.
Can Empire hold the high ground here? They're at risk of being eliminated from the Summit 5 Europe. Alliance looking to move on and face Adfinem in our next matchup. Glyph going to be popped here. EGM gets the swipe. It's going to be for the EMP. That's a great way to zone back anyone from Empire. They'll commit it now. Ramses, obviously, with the rage, is not going to be affected by it. And I think by this point, we'll see if Alliance feel like they are lingering around a bit too long. This Roche will be up any moment, and they could always fall back for that. And it seems like that could be the case here. Alliance still got to be very satisfied. They take a good fight. They get a couple of supports. They get a tier 2. And, you know, all the meanwhile, it looked like they were able to fully clear out that bottom lane. So they're in a great position. And it's, again, pressure on Empire to find some way to kind of answer. They have a smoke to work with. We'll just see if they can do anything with it.
Make sure all your cooldowns are off, though. Doom still needs 16 seconds for that. Maybe get your Afterlife Blink Dagger, because we see the power of Empire's lineup. Man, these aggressive swaps into the Doom onto S4, he still can't really do anything. So the plays are still there for Empire. They're doing a really good job. It's just Alliance, they're so far ahead right now, and they've taken the better team fights at times. So they're in a really good position to close out this game. And with this Roche, Empire, do they have a smoke to contest it right now? It's the bigger question. They don't on any of their heroes, and it just looks like they're going to have to give it up here.
Not good, though. I mean, as if it wasn't hard enough to get S4 down the first time. Now they'll have to possibly do it with an Aegis at his leisure here. Bulldog actually left to kind of solo the Roche. He's got the Hyperstone, and probably looking to build up into an AC. Which will certainly help on their objective path. Now, it looks like Empire are going to be smoking and heading that way, but by this point, it is a bit too late. Or is it? I mean, Bulldog doing it alone is pretty low on the damage. Miposhka's already almost here. Here they come. Roche is done, but they've already committed pretty deep. Load up, beautiful three-man crush, follow-up Static Storm comes out from Alliance, glimpse back the one who made it away, and Alliance are off to a hot start in this fight. They do lose their Aegis as Ramses will be able to bulldoze for the Lesh, but Alliance are still in a really nice position, and Ake is going to be hustling and hunting for a good glimpse back. King R, though, finds a TP, will be able to make it away, and hey, so will the rest of them.
Dire's middle tower
But Alliance gonna be happy to at least take down Scandal. And here they come again towards the mid lane with those ultimates on cooldown. Not a lot to stop them here. They do have that vacuum wall though, Ryu, so we'll see if they can do anything with it.
Yeah, S4 still has... Oh, there we go.
Swap for Loda. There's the stun. They try to lock him in. There's the vacuum. No wall committed yet. And oh my god, they're just going to get the EMP off, and now they look to just step back. Ramses, though, going to get glimpsed right back into the fray. He will be able to walk out from the trouble. Scandal going to get stunned up before he can really get himself into the battle. And Alliance, whew, they didn't like that. They didn't like that first go. They'll pull off for now, and looks like they wait.
EGM's just like, thank you guys for all these amazing spells, and I'm going to show you how to use them better. He's literally doing that.
Currently holding the vacuum. We'll see if he tries to make any sort of big plays with it here. There's their own vacuum. BKB going to be popped from Bulldog. They split and separate from the EMP while Bulldog makes his go for Scandal. Scandal will Ghost Walk. Jump in from Loda. Crush. Good rage timing there from Ramses. We'll avoid it. Footsie plays, though, for both sides here. Alliance know that they are moments away from potentially clinching this game. Swap back for EGM. There's their own vacuum, and it's going to be right into some chaos fight out from S4. And they got the nice Static Storm. Kinetic Field. This could be it for Empire. They're going to lose Afterlife as well. They lose 3 with no buyback, and that will be the game. It looks like Alliance are going to be 2-0ing Empire, and they will now face Adfinem in the next round.
Oh man, EGM, baby, enter my god mode. I don't know who to give the MVP to because Ake just played as well as EGM. It's just like comparing a 9 out of 10 to like a 10 out, or like a 9.5 out of 10, or I guess EGM played like a 10 out of 10 this game. But jeez, man, the supports, even Loda hitting all these huge crush in the team fight, they just absolutely demolished Empire in some of these engagements. But Empire had like a little bit of hope in some of these situations. These Venge swaps into the plays, the Dooms, they were really nice to watch from Empire, and it just came to a point where Alliance just had too much gold accumulated on top of them, where Empire just weren't able to fight back anymore as effectively.
And with this winning, we'll take a little bit of a break. It's 10:22 local time. Our next match starts at 11. So what that essentially means for all of you is that we are going to have about a 35-minute intermission because this was
38 Dakota. Come on, that's math.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt and just trying to round it to a nice number that won't trigger everybody. But expect about a 30 to 40-minute intermission between now and our next series, which is going to be Adfinem versus Alliance. So go get a snack, but make sure you come right back. We got more Dota action to come. That's Ryu Boris. Catch him on his Twitter at RyuuDota. You can also follow him on his Twitch and his Facebook. I'm sure he'll help plugging that in the chat. For myself, KotLGuy at KotLGuy. And, well, we'll see you again soon for more Summit 5 EU action in about 30 to 40 minutes for our next series. We'll see you then.
EG